Nice is it to see Colin back in the locker room and on the ice?
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good for him too. Obviously, it's not ideal what situation up there with three goalies, so he's got to come down and play. And obviously he's a good goalie, so we'll take him. Now we got three really good goalies, so we'll just have to manage it.
How difficult is it, the coaching staff? Goaltending has been one of your strongest points all season long, and now you had another great goaltender. Does it put a little pressure on you to figure out who's going to get a start every now and again?
Pressure's on Pete Aubry, not on me. He's the one who's going to sit and talk with me about who we think should go and the rotation should go. So he's going to have to deal with some egos, I'm sure. The goalies have those big egos. So, but it'll be fine. Pete's good about it. I'm good about it, and they understand. So they'll manage it fine.
What was his initial thoughts on coming back down here and talking to you guys about what's going on?
Well, I think, he knows he needs to keep working on his game. I think he, up there watching the games I've watched, he played really well for a while, and then maybe of late he maybe struggled a little bit, but that's going to happen with his young guys, young goalies, and so he's got to come down now, and he knows he wants to work on his game and hone it and watch video and keep practicing and develop, and this is perfect for him.
So even though Forsberg wasn't at practice today, at least I didn't see him, he is still in the mix here.
Yeah. No, of course he was at practice, yeah. He was probably hiding in the corner. The two goalies share the one end, and then he was out after too, getting some extra shots. But there's no problems with our tending. I have full confidence with whoever's in net, whether it's Lankinen, Forsberg, or Delia. And at some time that'll be a rotation. So they understand the situation and they're pros, and they're just going to have to deal with it.
With it being the stretch run of the season and end of February, beginning of March, do you plan on carrying three goaltenders, especially with as well as all three have been playing?
Well, we have, games are spaced pretty good right now, so we can carry three and just help each other out with, they can get on the ice extra and get some more practice time in and get some more, one-on-one with Pete. But as we come down here and it gets a little tighter weekends, sometimes, a Delia or Forsberg might go back-to-back, so there's no space for that extra goalie to go in, so he might have to go down and play a couple games and then come right back up and still develop with us.
Stan got you one offensive playmaker a week or so ago in Holland. Now he gets you another one in Watson. I mean, how excited are you about the addition of Watson, and what might he be able to do for this team?
Yeah, well, obviously stats, in Manchester, he puts up some numbers. He's puts up some numbers in junior, and he's got a few points in the AHL, so he's a young kid. I think he's just watching him today. I like the way he moves. He looks like a hockey player, which is half the battle. And, I've heard some real good things about the kid. So I'm excited to put him into our lineup and maybe add a little offense that way.
This team.
I'm sorry. Do you tell him to come out firing? I think he was fifth in the ECHL in shots on goal. I mean, do you tell a guy like that, hey, just come on out and fire the puck, or do you want him to kind of ease his way into the lineup?
Well, there's no point easing the way. We can use him right away. I think the big thing the message was him with just play your game. Don't cheat it. You don't have to go get a hat trick because you're the new guy and we think you're offensive. You just got to play a solid, strong game, whether you get points or not. We're just looking for a good, solid, strong defensive game, and then when the offense chances are there, we're hoping he can bury some.
Obviously not the best of weekends in Pennsylvania, but what do you take away from that weekend about this team, and how do you guys continue to find ways to win, especially with the offense maybe not putting up the numbers that you want?
Well, yeah, and we're going to run into games like that where just opportunities were there. Definitely opportunities were there. We just didn't have the finish. And, we talk about hockey gods, or there's games this year where we probably shouldn't have won or shouldn't have got a point, but we did. And then there's games like I think this weekend we played well enough that we should have probably got points, and at least 2 points out of some of the games. Even Wilkes-Barre, that game there, I thought we outchanced them for a while, and we just couldn't score. So I'm happy with the way we're performing. I'm happy with the way we're working. And like I said, this is playoff hockey, and these guys they know they got to play with a little urgency, and they're doing a good job with it.
So how nice is it to get right back to action tonight? You got the Chicago Wolves, the top team in the Central Division. Obviously the rivalry matchup from just being down the road. Good way to come post-trade deadline and hit the ground running for the stretch run.
Yeah, and I think it's good to get right back at it. I could use a week off and get some practice time in because we haven't had a lot of it. But it's good to come in and especially go into Chicago and play one of the top teams. It's good to be a good challenge for our guys to bounce back off the road trip and come into Chicago and see if we can get some points.